welcome to Fumbles and Fame. I am your host for this evening, Dungeon Master Ben, and tonight, yes, we've mixed things up. I'm back in the hot seat as Fausto takes back his old character. And speaking of which, Fausto, who are you playing tonight?
Tonight I shall be Zardas, the trident barbarian zealot of Poseidon.
I see. Zealous indeed. Yurt.
I'll be playing Lavarian, trying to save my voice a little bit, because I might actually run out of it.
Probably a clever thing. Eric.
Hey, I'm playing Alexander Radovich, the group sniper. I don't have any witty thing today, I'm sorry guys.
Oh, that's alright. You already made the witty joke like a minute ago. Stin.
And I'll be playing Tarlin, the Drow Warlock, now with extra tentacles.
And
Still
then,
don't invite me to your cult.
of course, Kevin.
Yes, and I'll be playing Yinken, the Circle of Dreams Druid, who now actually is a Walker in Dreams.
Wow. Alright. Well, what does that entail?
It is a feature of the
You
Druid.
can walk in dreams. Alright. Can you do some Freddy Krueger shit?
Now, basically, he's Alundra from like the classical
What a
PlayStation game
wonderful
Alundra.
game.
Yes.
What a great game.
You guys are assuming it's something special. He just bought new shoes. That's it.
And speaking of
Reasonable
great
Nike shoes.
games, we are of course the Punday Knights, and we were playing Dungeons and Dragons. We'll be playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight. Although, one caveat before we begin: we are not sponsored, endorsed, or otherwise under the payroll of Wizards of the Coast LLC, the current custodians of Dungeons and Dragons, and their Hasbro overlords. So tonight. We are continuing our long-running campaign of Tales from the Yawning Portal, nominally hosted by Dungeon Master Fausto, and we're on session 55, is that right?
It is
So I think we've been running this for...
2 years and counting.
2 years!
March 2018.
Wow. Happy birthday, guys.
It's so wonderful.
Of course, we're all the way in April.
Yeah.
And last we met our heroes, they were hopping through a portal.
Well, I got thrown through it.
For
Not really
change.
hopping.
Yes. Do you want to summarize, Fausto, the last session
Sure.
briefly?
So during last session, our heroes did something that no hero in his right mind would ever do, and that is they freed Strahd, the vampire Strahd. They actually helped a villain. That's what happened. And
Look, you can't change a bad guy if you never show him kindness.
that is true. I'm sure he changed now. And now they were rewarded though for this act of kindness. They received one more of the coins of Shadow Throne, and they were sent on their way through a portal that, and I quote, would bring them to death. I mean, how cool is that? And that's where we are last time. We are on our way to death.
It was, indeed.
Whatever that means.
And your
Except for
companion...
Brock. Poor Brock.
No, our companion Brock, he jumped through the portal first. So he certainly was not afraid of death. So it would seem. However, as you guys do leap through the portal, one by one, you find yourselves sort of hurling through the void between worlds until you crash through the other side of the portal and end up in a dark, looming place. High above you, under the gentle glow of some kind of maybe distant fire of some kind of ethereal greenish glow, you can see, is it a cavern ceiling? It kind of looks like mountains, but as if they were in inverse. You cast dancing lights. Alright, yes, the lights dance about you, but offer little in the way of illumination in this dark place. In fact, those Tarlin, your drow dark vision is kicking in hardcore, and you feel very much at home. You can almost sense with your body the confines of the Underdark, which of course has somewhat more of an unnerving sensation perhaps for Lavarian. But in any case, yes, this seems to be some kind of underground realm.
Nothing's shooting at me yet, so it's okay.
I can fix that.
As
I will,
you turn about, you hear the sound of what it must be a very, very large waterfall of some kind. And you look over, to your astonishment, you see a ship listing on its side, just pulling up into shore. You see bodies slumped over the edge. The oarsmen don't seem responsive. And you see the keel of the seventh shark sort of stranding against the beach with its ram prow just sort of like sliding up onto the shore, making almost no sound as it does so, or rather it's just that the waterfall is so deafening. Zardas.
Wasn't that the ship of that blue guy?
Yes, Zardas. You have just suffered an immense ordeal. Your crew has sailed off the edge of the world, heading for the underworld, where you have heard tell that Hades himself has the sword Black Razor. You and 5 of your Sharkanauts remain. And as your poor ship, it may yet sail again with a little bit of patchwork, but it may need a crew. Because it's a bit bigger than a 5-person ship. But when you sort of look up to the shore, you just see the dying glow of a portal closing. And from then on out, just a gentle glow of dancing lights that are surrounding a familiar figure in the otherwise darkness.
Now,
And you're maybe
I think you
about...
will find that my dancing lights probably are reflecting off my disco ball arbor, which is the entire thing I was going for.
Great.
So I would say there's probably
I'll add in a
about...
produce flame.
All right.
Techno barbarian is ready. And alright. So I point my magical trident in that direction. There, I see something. Poseidon has provided us with help, I am sure. My Sharkanites, to there.
One by one, you sort of begin to step off the 7th shark, when all of a sudden you realize that the spirits of your fallen sailors and soldiers begin standing up, leaving their bodies, and start a slow progression onto the shore and into the darkness.
Talk about an out-of-body experience.
Hades is claiming them. We need to hurry. Companions, can you see me? Hear me?
Are you referring to your fellow adventurers, or to...
Yes, to my fellow adventurers.
So we hear that.
Yes, you hear that.
I thought you see him.
Yes.
They're maybe 20 meters away.
Yes.
You can see him silhouetted against this waterfall.
Oh, it's blue on blue. That's already tricky.
Well, right now he's pretty black against it, to be honest. It's just a
Oh
silhouette.
no, he's turned black. Now he'll
Race
never go
King.
back.
Dark Zardas. That could be a story for
He just
another-
pulled a reverse Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
His nose is twice the size now.
Oh god.
Okay.
Come, my friend. There
yes,
is no
we
time to
approach.
waste.
Well,
You-
I approach.
Also, the ship
Yeah,
approached them.
I will approach as well.
Well, the
I
ship can go
will-
no further.
Oh, okay. Well then, come to me,
Now with
my
that
friend.
attitude, get your muscles to work, boy. Drag it.
Well, it would need some functioning oarsmen to pull itself further up onto the shores.
Yes.
Nah, just a chain and a very buff man that's blue.
That could
Yeah.
work.
I can summon some oarsmen if you need.
I could do a gust of wind. 1 minute. Like, I will. Do I also have a sail, or it's only horse?
There is a sail, but
Oh.
it wouldn't have been up at the moment if you were trying to slow a descent
Right.
from over
Then
the edge of
that's
the
it,
world.
guys. You will have to do this the fashioned way. Swim, you horse! Swim!
What?
Yeah, I was quoting Ajax, Troy.
Okay. So do you make landfall, Zardes?
Yes.
Okay. So you step down with your crew, who seem rather spooked by the visit to Hades, but also excited in a sense that they have lived and that their friends, although fallen, are actually truthfully going onwards. And they say a prayer to the gods, hoping that Hermes shows them the way to Elysium.
Do not worry, my friends. If you find yourself walking among endless fields under the sun, you are in Elysium, and you are already dead.
I don't see much sun here.
No, that's true. This must be. But who do I see there? My old traveling companions. Come here, and I football tackle them to embrace them in a bear hug.
Are you actually going for like the full football tackle?
Of course.
Alexander will shift into the ethereal plane.
No.
I will actually just like receive you in a bear hug.
Yes, Lepari.
It is someone, yeah,
Which is
because
good,
I
'cause I
will
have strength
teleport
20 now.
away.
And so I say, too long has gone by, but you have come to me at the turning of the tide. Perfect.
I don't know if the
Much
tide
to
of
do.
returns here though. This is a waterfall.
It's a manner of speaking.
Alexander shifts back. Is like, well, it's nice to meet you, you crazy bastard.
It's great to meet you too, Alexander. I missed your bow.
I see you forgot how to not crash into land.
I call this an
I call it crashing.
tomato.
So, what are you doing in this dark place? I mean, it's not too different from where we just came from, but it's probably quite the difference for you.
This is the next stop in our mythical quest, my friends. This is where we shall find the magical sword Black Razor, companion of this wonderful weapon. I put my trident in the sand. Wave. They are eager to meet each other again, to adventure together again. We
Is
must help ourselves by helping them.
it polite to say hello to Wave?
You wanna wave to wave? You can.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hi, Wave.
Wave, can she speak? She can communicate.
She can
She
talk
can
to-
speak. She communicates telepathically with its wielder and can speak, read, and understand Aquan. So she speaks in the language of.
Goddamn Murlocs.
I need to be
I got that
Aquaman.
right. Everybody where?
Sorry.
If you speak Primordial, you should understand.
I do.
Ah, voilà. So,
Shit.
so with an Aquan voice.
To you too.
Greetings, Ink. She speaks like the water.
Oh, good. Fausto is also playing the trident.
I don't know. You
Excellent.
can play.
No, I think it's fine. You can play the trident. You probably have a better idea about it than I do. Yes.
Right.
A
So
liquid
we've
boy.
gone from Barovia to what was that place called, Tarlin?
Mindfuck land.
It
That
doesn't
must be
matter what it was called.
Really?
Was it
really?
Relay? Russian Relay? Whatever.
Why are
it
you
was.
why are you doubting him? Really? Yes.
Look, that you don't understand where we just came from. That place was freaky as hell.
Really?
Oh, on
Yeah,
a whole
Relay.
nother level.
Yeah, there were brains from out of outer space.
We'll
think I
catch you
said
up on
that
the
right.
story. We'll catch you up on the story as we go. And now where Black Razor was, which of your gods? Hades?
Well, welcome to the realm of Hades, the god of death. And just looks around trying to find someone. What does the land
Right.
around us look like?
It looks like a kind of dark mirror of the overworld. It varies greatly. There's a lot of craggy rocks. It's a lot of sort of plateaus in this region, but it seems vast, like almost endless, as if as large as the world itself. It
This
is
is
a
a bad
lot more.
time to get agoraphobic.
Yes.
It is a lot more open than what you expect it to be. But judging by the glows of the mountains, the area that is illuminated by the orange glow, well, surely that must be above the fires of Tartarus, which lies even deeper still than the underworld as it is. And as well you would know, there are many rivers of Hades that lead to the center, where you will find the palace of Hades, the lord and master of whom the whole realm is in fact named.
Well, I guess we should go and pay our respects.
Yes.
So if we just follow the river, we'll get where we need to go.
Well, from where you are right now, you don't actually see a river, but perhaps one amongst you is apt at leading creatures to water.
Of course. Would you like what water vehicles thingamajig?
I was thinking more like a survival check
Of course.
to navigate the underworld,
I'll
looking
give you
for the nearest
assistance with
water
that.
source.
Yeah, maybe yeah. I will give Alexander some tips, but I will make him do the work.
Bastard.
So yeah, you get advantage from. There you
No,
go.
it's my damn job. Stop making me do it harder.
Yeah, that is definitely a success.
We needed a navigator like you, Alex.
So
I can tell.
as you
I
wander
think you just needed
through
someone with eyes.
the underworld, although it's harder to see in the dark, your elvish eyes tell you much, and you can sort of see that there's a canyon not too far away that shows geographic signs of having a watercourse running through it. And you think if you head in that direction, sort of ascending to the top, you should be able to follow the watercourse beneath.
Let's do that.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, and as you guys travel, what kind of party order are you traveling in? Where are the Sharkanauts in all of this? Close by to Zardos, no doubt, but are you giving them any orders? There's 5 of them. Just think Spartan warriors.
So we are on the ship, or not?
You're not on the ship, no.
So we are walking
You're walking.
side by side. I mean, like using the river as a landmark, let's say. Okay.
Yeah, well, you're trying to get to the river at this point in time. You're not.
We're
there
trying to
yet.
get to the river at this point. Okay. How many of them are there?
5.
5. All right. Then I would say that I will just order them. A couple of them with me in front. A couple of them. Levian, do you feel like covering the rear? The Barbarian.
Hmm?
Are you
Sure.
there? Yeah. Maybe a couple of them with Levarion there on the rear, and one there in the middle with the others.
Yep.
Since Lavarian's covering the rear, I'll be second in line because I'm pretty damn hard to hit in melee anyway.
All right.
I'll also have my bat flying with us.
Okay. I have organized something of a party formation.
And yeah, and as I said, wave normally will alert us. First of all, yeah, okay, I will have advantage on initiative roll. It doesn't matter because I already had it. But me and all my companions within 30 feet cannot be surprised.
Okay, but what is the range of her powers?
30 feet.
Well, me and everybody within 30 feet cannot be surprised.
What is the range of her sensors? It must say in the.
No, I don't think it works like this. It's like the alertness feat. You can't be surprised.
I understand that, but there is great distance involved in this next thing. Anyway, you guys start climbing up, following where Alexander is leading you. The pitiful lights that you do have are of small consolation to the actual human soldiers that you have, but there's enough to go by so you guys can see well enough. So you start ascending the up to the plateau gradually over the course of maybe a half an hour. The cliffs rise to a height of maybe 60 feet, and as you sort of like reach the point where Alexander had indicated, you can hear the waters rushing below of a river. And in fact, as you approach a little bit closer, you see that its waters actually have this eerie green glow. And this purplish, almost unnatural grass grows instead of moss or some other kind of cave plant. It's quite unusual. Nothing that Yinkin might not have heard of, but certainly very exotic compared to the world which you guys have come from. And you, after a time, hear what sounds like beautiful singing in the distance as you're sort of like approaching the top of this plateau and the cliffs there. And it sounds like the song of women. Yep.
Have we met in our travels with sirens and stuff?
Well, Zardos probably has. Oh no. I know you're on the start screen. It's just that there's not that many great artworks of Hades
I
Underworld
thought
for some
you
reason.
said I made a marching order. I thought we were on some map. Okay.
No, I thought you will see momentarily.
So when we hear these sounds, the others beware this beautiful singing. They may be sirens. They have brought more than a man to its ruin.
Feel free to cluster around me slightly closer then.
Good thing I'm no man.
All right. So you can you direct everyone to cluster around Levarion. Okay.
And I
Before
feel
this,
this warmth as I approach him, and this self-confidence that washes over me.
yes, there's a good 3 of them that are certainly within this aura. The other 2 are about to turn around just as they hear this. I would like you all to roll me a wisdom saving throw. can you roll for the Sharkanauts, Fausto? Make me 2 rolls, one for the guys within, and one's for the guys without.
Without.
No, that shouldn't have advantage. Unless it's a
Within.
charm effect.
Plus how much from Lavarian?
Without.
+3.
+3.
Sorry, so
Okay, so I got a 19.
Do I make it with a 34?
Yeah, yes, you do.
Do I make it with a 10?
No, you don't. But what does your aura protect against again?
Charm and Fear.
Okay. You guys. Let's see. Here. Can you see yourselves?
I see nothing. I see only myself, but there is.
I see a lot of things. But
Okay,
is it
your
that because you don't have
token
dark
doesn't have
vision?
sight.
Yeah, probably.
I have the dancing lights on still.
You should be able to see Fausto though.
I see nothing. I'm afraid. So, nope.
Okay. Wait, Lavarian has dancing lights on, so that's.
You dancing queen.
Yeah. I also have the produce flame. It's a 10-foot bright light, 10-foot dim light. It's not much, but it's honest work.
Yeah, now I see something.
I have pure willpower and gusto.
You stay with
Alright.
I have no light producing means, except for a torch and a lamp.
Well,
It's
there's
the
lights
only
on
thing.
2 of you guys in any case. The other Sharkanauts sort of like move back into the aura as you hear a little better. And let's see. What you can see are dark shapes perched on the cliffs to the east and southeast. And when you hear these songs and these figures seem to be sort of lulling you towards them, but due to the aura and your immense willpower, you guys are heroes. You're unaffected by the siren calls, and you see that some of them start to take to the air, heading in your direction.
Okay, let's greet them, I guess.
They
Given us
seem
this lovely serenade.
Let's Greek them.
Greek them. They seem at first to be in the shape of beautiful women, but as they fly up and move into a position above you guys, they suddenly change into more fearsome forms with these terribly long clawed talons, and Wave is just like, they are going to attack.
I'll give him a friendly shout, going like, "Well met, defenders of Hades."
I trust the trident more than I trust you.
Yeah, they do not seem to be in a diplomacy mode. Let's put it that way.
Hello there, ladies of Hades.
All right, can you guys roll me some initiative, please?
Ladies of Hades. Okay.
I'm not really feeling up to it, guys. Can you guys do all the work this time?
What? You are the one that
I
has to
know.
kill them.
My bow finger it's tired. What am I gonna do? I can't just start pulling the bow back with my pinky.
They are too high. I can't use my finger on them.
All
How
right.
You
about that
can if you
attitude?
try really hard.
I never thought I would say this. That I couldn't use. Okay. That's...
I'll deal with it later.
All right, Yinkin, you're able to react first. Zardus, is that your
First?
result even with the?
Lafarian.
the
bonus?
advantage, yes.
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 All right. Well, 18 isn't
Oh, it
bad
didn't
at all.
take me. For fuck's sake. Could you add
Oh,
me in? I'm
God.
at 26.
This encounter's going to be over quick, isn't it? All right. Yes. Okay. So Yinkin, you have the
Yeah,
opportunity to.
Varian
act
is
first.
actually first, but
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he is?
didn't join the.
You have to click your token.
I did.
Clearly,
Which
you
is why I
didn't.
find it weird that I wasn't in there. Oh well.
Do
let's
it
try
again.
it again.
Oh, it's not responding.
No, it is not.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just relog for a second. Oh,
There.
there it is.
Oh, there it is. And you're
Now we
in.
update that to 26. Wink.
There you go.
Okay, so Lavarian, you want to
Okay.
diplomatize them, or do you want to prepare for the attack?
I would like to diplomatize them a little bit more, so I will shout up and go like, I don't know what language they speak. Fair
Orange,
ladies, we are just passing through. We mean no harm. We seek an audience with your lord.
They start to pause for a second, as if what you said is Greek to them, and then, but they just take one look at each other like, and hiss at you and swoop down in your direction.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
These seem to be beings of pure chaos.
These creatures are evil and nasty.
And Zardas,
Varian.
you do not think these in particular are servants of Hades. There are many monsters in the underworld.
Yes. Trust nothing in this underworld.
Right.
So I'm guessing that's pretty
That
much
was
your
my turn?
action. Yep. Yinkin.
Yep.
Right now, this thing won't move for me.
Wait, I'll go.
The rebellion of
Yeah,
roll
that-
20. It is awakened.
Oh wait, I pressed the wrong button.
That would do it.
It might be under siege right now with so many people gaming.
Mhm.
Alright. So, Yinkin.
Okay. Yes. Seeing as they are not swayed by Levarian's kind words, I have no. How should I say this? No patience for these creatures, and I will use Sunburst on this spot.
Okay.
And before I do that, I yell, "Darling, please close your eyes."
Not again.
Alright,
Well,
60
I was just
foot
starting
radius.
to like this place.
So let's see what we got.
It's a 60-foot radius.
Yep. Let's just put a little token there and 60 foot radius, you say? Does it
Oh
have
yeah,
dim
it's
light?
just a burst. It doesn't last.
Oh, okay, sorry. Alright, so which square were you placing it in?
Let's see. I think I did this one.
Alright,
So-
yeah, that'll get everyone.
Good.
Okay, so they have to make a Constitution saving
Constitution
throw.
save.
Okay, they failed, which means that they each take 41 points.
Of radiant damage,
And they are blind.
and they are blind.
See, one of these days, our enemies are going to realize that diplomacy is a better answer than straight up violence.
Yeah, you're right. One
I
day
think
they will
the
realize.
first thing they're gonna realize is to bring sunscreen and glasses that
Yeah.
block out the sun.
Always wear sunscreen.
Okay. Anything else, Yinkin?
No, that'll be it.
Okay. The Sharkanauts.
The Sharkas go like, as one! And they put themselves in defensive position to form a shield around us.
Nice.
Like that. and
And,
they lock their together and they use the dodge action.
Just like a bow.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanos looks at Incan and says, that spell would make Apollo proud. Incan, well done. And realizing the complete lack of ranged attacks that he has, he will stand together with his Sharkonauts and ready his trident if ever one of these creatures gets near enough.
All right. Is the bat meant to have its own initiative?
By the rules, it should. I mean, I don't think in the past we did it. To me, it doesn't matter.
It's got one hand. What's it doing?
Right now, it's just staying with me still. But
Alright.
next turn, it will be doing something of its own if they're
Then
still
it
alive.
is Tarlin's turn.
Yes. I will. Yeah, they're just. I'm not gonna do anything fancy. I'm just gonna stick with my blasts for now. First blast, the closest one.
All right.
Oh, it was the second as well.
Okay, minus 16. She is still flying, although it seems enraged.
And the third.
All on the one target?
Yes.
Yep. She's
When
still...
she was still flying, I kept her targeted.
She drops like 10 feet, but continues charging towards you guys. Alexander.
Alexander will step up behind the shield wall, because it seems to be the safest spot. And which of these seem like they might be the leader?
There's no clear leader at this point.
No clear leader?
But
Alright,
I mean,
well-
in your travels, you've dealt with harpies before, but these seem like there's something else. Like, definitely tougher than a common harpy.
Well, my bow doesn't discriminate. I'll spread my shots out, starting from this one, and then going in that direction.
Yep.
And they're all going to be gambled. How far from me is that thing? Too far. Alright. So I will first cast Zephyr Strike on myself. No. Fuck, I won't cast anything. I'll save the... Let's just go with shots. 3 gambles. 1, a 2, a 3.
Ooh.
Alexander is a basic white girl. Let's just go with shots.
Nice hit for 25 points of damage. Unfortunately, the other ones do not find their marks and clatter across the cliffs and
That
striking
one
the
can also
purplish...
make me a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
It takes 1 extra damage as well.
1 extra.
It is frightened of me though.
Okay. So it has fear.
Alexander, he knocks 3 arrows at once, pulls his bow kind of sideways, shoots all the arrows off. 2 of them go flying missing, but the third one is glowing with this red energy as the bow's eyes glow. And when it strikes true, the harpy just sees him as her worst nightmare.
Alright.
Woohoo.
The harpies. The first thing, the one that you are frightened, it actually dips down into a dive and heads towards the water. Although at the moment it's out of view of you guys. The other two, they're maybe like 10 feet above the top of the cliff face. Like I said, the cliff drops down about 60 feet. So this one charges towards what looks to be your men. But then, all of a sudden you guys see a vision. So I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw, all of you. This is not a charm effect, this is a... Alright.
Wisdom is saved.
Yes.
Alex.
What?
What's the bonus of Levarian?
3. Or
Three.
is it 4 now?
3.
Okay.
So
A
50.
party animal.
Okay,
Nice.
so... And don't forget the troops.
If
So
anybody had
Zanda's 15
inspiration.
and the troops 7.
So
So Alexander-
Alexander, what is your greatest desire? What is it that you see?
Is it Strahd in a loincloth reclining? all day long?
Oh,
Probably without the loincloth.
So there has to be some mystery to the man.
Surprising enough, Alexander doesn't swing that way.
Oh.
He
Oh, is
has
it-
seen
is it
too
like
much Lavarian in his life to be attracted to men anymore. The horrid sights of that foul half-elf.
No. That could have been a foul us, so. Rated R.
Rated R. I don't know actually. Probably drinking women. He's probably a pretty simple man when it comes down to it.
Okay, well, in which case you see like the most luxurious brothel that you've ever seen. It's just covered in like velvet curtains and wall hangings. Like there's these beautiful murals and artwork of exotic, suggestive, and outright pornographic iconography. The most beautiful women of the night you've ever seen, the most glorious feasts, libacious amounts of beautiful drink to be consumed, and they're all heading towards you. So you're just like, so you are currently paralyzed until the
Alexander
end of your
takes his
next
hat
turn.
off and he just kind of places it to his chest like, my, this is exactly what I've been looking for.
Keep your
Okay.
Is that-
pants on.
Is that Barovian what? By the gods.
Let's put a little snail on you to represent that.
Represent your penis.
Whoa.
The other one
Whoa.
swoops in here, so this guy can attack.
They were actually dodging, so fair is fair.
Oh, they're dodging. All right.
They are dodging.
In which case, it tries to claw at him. Oh, I forgot about that. The luring song has disadvantage against. Oh well, whatever. You're in the aura and can't be charmed.
Yeah.
So, claws and claws. So that might be a hit, I'm guessing.
The second one is a hit, yes.
All right, so he takes 19 points of slashing damage.
Oh!
Yes, it seems a heavy thing. The other ones begin to advance. They'll just move up here. And the last one has moved out of view down into the gully. So Lavarian, disappointed by these monstrosities, completely unwilling to negotiate with you. What will be your
shout.
response?
And I envision the Lady Moon in my mind. I touch Alexander, and through his veins flows the silver restoration that I wish to bestow on him.
All right, so you cure his paralysis, and
They're
Alexander, you
playing
feel
with your
this
mind.
sinking feeling as if, like, you know, waking from a dream where you won the lottery. It's just sort of brought back to reality, and instead of the beautiful prostitutes that you saw before you, you see
He tries to
these,
act grand, but come on, he's still a man.
these hideous winged women that are far from the beauties of your vision.
Do your
Right.
thing, Bo Boy.
Anything
Xander
with
kind of
your
starts putting his hat back on.
anything with your bonus action, Lavarian?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yinkin.
I take one of the stars from my robe of stars, and I will use missile on. Let's go for this one.
Okay. 30 force damage, okay. You see her sort of like flapping her wings, sort of coming towards you, and she definitely like drops 10 feet, almost hitting the ground, but recovers, more incensed than ever. But she does look like she's about to turn. So she backs away slightly, like her charge is stopped.
Okay. And then I will use I will waft a balm of the summer court to this Sharkanaut,
Oh.
giving him 18 hit points back plus 4.
So he's back to
Plus
full.
4. No, he's almost back to full health. Also
One.
giving him 4 temporary hit points.
Okay, I will just add them to the normal.
Yeah.
He may be a mook, but he's our mook.
Yeah.
Okay. The Sharkanauts may now move.
Okay. Move forward as one. And soon these guys will come here. Come here. Okay, let's see. Wait, let's do one at a time. Let's see what happens. So this guy just in front will attack this RP with his spear.
Alright.
17.
That's a hit.
4 points of damage.
Yep.
This guy here will do the same. 21, 7 points of damage.
Okay. So 11 so far.
Yeah, then he will step back to give space to his friend to do the same. 14.
It's just a hit.
7 points of damage.
Yep.
This guy will do the same.
Imagine them banging on their shields.
Yeah. Nothing happened. 21.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
sorry. There was another hit. There was a 6 first that come true. So that's
Okay.
actually
So the last one got one.
the last one doing this, and that's 8 points of damage.
Very good. And that
Okay.
brings us to Zardas.
Poolside! So Zaz will step forward. Yeah, let's rage. Why not? He will rage and he will recklessly attack. First, this girl here. Let's go. I'm got 26 for 22 points of damage.
Yeah. You bury the trident in her breast.
Is she dead?
Yes.
And then I will. Is this one flying? Or,
Yes, they're all just off the ground, but only about 5 feet.
Okay, so I can target it. Let's say.
Yes.
Okay, so that will break formation, and the Sharknauts will look at him like he always does, and like the other art. I'm a class. Okay, sorry, you're radiant. I'm a class 25 for 11 and 9, Okay, a bit less. Okay. And then, since I killed someone, I will step here and try and kill the other one. Well, at least he's. And it's Summer Class 28 for 16 points of damage.
All right.
That was me.
Okay. The bat, I assume, is doing the same thing.
Sorry, your butt.
2, 3, 4. Yeah. Uses the help action.
To
And then to my attack, so it basically like tries to distract the harpy.
okay.
And I will use my first blast on that harpy. For 6 force.
Don't you have advantage on that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, a 14 is less so.
But you have elven accuracy as well.
Yeah, but it hits anyway, so I'm not gonna
Okay.
use my reroll on this one.
I thought it was automatic.
Is it?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Whenever you have advantage on an
Um,
attack roll using dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, you can re-roll one of the dice once.
Ah, right. Oh, yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, you can. I already rolled a 22, so I'm not gonna reroll that one.
Sure.
Second blast.
That is also a hit.
Still flying.
Yep.
Hey!
Oof.
Nice.
Probably still flying.
Nope.
Okay.
Destroyed it by 1 hit point. Alexander.
Alexander will cast Zephyr Strike on himself. Obviously.
Okay.
I'm gonna make 1 attack for each of the harpies. And after the attacks, he's gonna move, and he's literally going. Zardes will see him put a foot out, put it on the edge of the cliff, and he will just step over the edge of the cliff, still just standing there because he has spider climb innately now.
What is that skullduggery?
All right, so the 2 shots for the 2 harpies before the move.
Yep.
That should have had advantage, so I'll roll that one again because of Zephyr Strike.
I think only one of them before the spell ends.
Yeah. So the first attack that he does.
Yep.
Well-
They're both. That's a hit.
20. He would get sneak attack because of advantage. And the second shot on the next harpy. This one doesn't have advantage. Wide miss.
It is a very wide miss. So you
And
now
then-
can see that the other harpy has swooped down to the bottom of the river, and she's got this sort of like cloth where she's collected the water, and she's holding it up to her mouth.
Well, let's not let her do that anymore. Maybe. Hopefully. Boom. 16.
You have 3 shots.
Yeah, I can attack twice if it's on the same target. 3 if it's one for a different
Okay.
target each time.
Oh, but
Uh,
you just attacked 3 different targets. You killed the first one with the first shot.
yeah.
But the first
And
shot was
then-
the advantage shot, which is why he rolled twice. Then
Yeah,
there was
I forgot
damage,
to apply the
and then there was
advantage.
the second attack that missed.
Against
Second
this
attack
one, right?
that missed. Yes.
And now he
And
goes
then-
for the third attack there.
Yes.
Okay, I thought it had to be the same target, sorry.
The only way I can get 3 attacks a turn is if I either haste myself or attack different targets every time.
Okay. Alright. A 16 will hit.
For 17 damage. I'll quickly try to find which of these mini abilities lets me do that.
That's alright. The harpies. So the one down in the cavern there, she pours the water into her mouth. and heals 13 hit points. And starts flying up again. But she does move away because she is still frightened of you.
Up and away.
And the other harpy, now seeing that Zardas and Alexander are vulnerable, is going to use her luring song. So I want you to make a wisdom saving throw, please. DC 14.
I have advantage because I'm an elf.
That.
21.
Oh well. And she'll just fly over the edge of the cliff and down over the edge so that people don't have a clear shot to her. Only Alexander would. Okay, Lavarian.
I'll move forwards. So that my friends are in cover again. I can't see her, I can't see the far away one, so I guess that's my turn.
Yeah, I guess the far away one is outside of your dark vision, maybe, but the other one is just sort of like over the edge. So I'd say she's not completely out of sight, but she definitely has like 3/4 cover from you at the moment.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do anything more. I'll just go like, you get him, Alexander and friends.
All right, Yinkin.
My man.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I guess I also have don't have a clear shot at this one.
I would say from that point you basically have no shot. You've gone to the opposite side, so there's this outcrop of rock and you don't have direct line of sight.
And I don't see this one.
How long is your dark vision?
Nope,
60
I don't
feet?
see her.
Yeah, it's also, she's almost 60 feet down. Well, about maybe halfway, so say 30 feet up. So there would be the diagonal. Do you want to hold an action?
See what I can do actually. Yeah, I'm gonna. If she gets within range, I will produce flame on her.
Okay, great. The Sharkanauts.
Right. So this woman is just behind this rock, like a bit low and behind, right?
About 10 feet down, so she would just be
10
out of
feet
reach.
down. Okay, very well. Then what the Sharknauts will do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, they will just put themselves here to protect the warrior, I guess. And then yeah, they dodge. And Zadas. So this one guy here. Do I need to jump like this? Yeah, but this one guy here, he will put his shield like a bit of a like behind his back. As Zadas runs to him, jumps off him and into the arc.
Okay. So you're leaping on top of the harpy.
Yes.
Okay.
And I wanna impale her with my trident.
I think
All
Zardis
right.
is about to take a swim in the death soup.
I think Zardas is going down here. So
It's a crit!
it is a glorious crit. So you are flying her down. Your presumably higher weight has been a bit of a shock to her, and she's missing the balance. Why don't you just make a strength check to sort of like keep her under you?
Yeah, just one thing though. So damage is 20 plus half of her maximum hit points. Whatever maximum hit points was gets added to crit.
Half of her maximum. Okay,
Yes.
so she
Jesus
dead,
Fuck.
and you've leapt over the
And
side.
so I would like to use my second attack, if possible, to like nail my trident into the rock and stay there instead of falling into the water.
All right. Why don't you give me a, let's see. I would say like strength is definitely involved, but that's not the issue here. The issue is actually being dexterous enough to grab onto the side of the cliff. So give me a dexterity check.
A dexterity check with the proficiency of athletics.
A dexterity check.
A pure check. Okay, very good.
Mazares.
A 6.
Okay, what
Oh,
you do have
wow.
control over is whether or not you're going to hit the rocks below or splash into the water.
All right.
What would you prefer?
To hit the rock or splash into the water?
Yeah.
Well, water is my natural element, and but do I know that this is the river?
You don't know which of the rivers of hell this is.
But it doesn't seem to me like it's a health one because they were healed.
You have very little time to think this over as you're
To
falling
think about
down.
that. Okay, then
But
I will.
considering the fact that you are in Hades and may have thought about this on the way, why don't you give me a history check or religion?
Sure.
While raging.
Yeah, well, raging, like
13.
instinctively.
So you know that there are several rivers in Hades. The possible ones that you think it might be include the river Styx, of course.
Yeah.
But it could also be the Acheron, which is the river of woe or pain, and it could also be the river of God, what's it called? The Leith, the river of forgetting.
Okay, let's just say no river is good in hell here, so I will just drop to the ground.
Okay, so you will take. I'm gonna say 4d6 because the
Sure.
body of the harpy, you can leverage it underneath you and
Go for
sort of
it.
go for a soft landing.
Soft.
Soft.
Let's hope you don't get
So you take
impaled
12
by a
points
boat.
of damage, half because you're raging.
Yep. All right. So. And I use the rest of my movement to stand up. But
Yeah, so I guess you're like in this little section here somewhere.
yes. Okay. Very well.
Actually,
yes.
with the trajectory, you're probably about here in the island.
Okay, great. So, and I shout in the direction. There is more for you. More.
All right, Talon.
Yeah, the harpies are moving away, so the bat doesn't do much. I will, however, move around the light and flip one of my Shadow Throne coins to teleport to this outcrop here.
Well, that's the actual cliff. So the outcrop would be technically be the.
Here or
It's
here?
angled. The top would be like. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong thing. Top.
yeah,
would
it's
be
hard
there.
to see for me. Okay, okay. Yeah, I think I understand the map now. I wasn't sure.
Alexander is there because he's a spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I get it now. Yeah, so that should be more than enough.
You
distance
have a
to
clear view
teleport
to the
there.
harpy.
Yes, exactly. So I keep blasting The teleport is just a bonus action.
Okay.
And that was not supposed to be a advantage, sorry.
But still, 19 hits, so 14 force damage. And your second blast catches her in the back as she's just trying to fly off.
Okay, well, I don't have another target, so the third one
No,
just
she
flies away
drops. That was the last harpy. The other one was for initiative. So let's remove all turns here and take that off. But you see the body of the harpy. She sort of crashes as you clip her wing. She falls down into the waters and starts screaming in agony. And sinks beneath its surface, never to be seen again.
Should have just worked together with us.
But did I... So did I understand it wrongly then? One of them drank something, but it wasn't the water of the river.
Yes, it was.
It
So,
was. Okay.
The... Now, roll me another history check with advantage, Falster. I would say anyone that's trained in religion could do this as well. Not with advantage, though. Okay.
Whoa, it's religion.
Well, bad roll.
You recall that, oh, maybe this is indeed the river Acheron, whose waters, if they touch your body, cause excruciating agony.
All right.
But if you drink them, instead have a healing quality.
All right.
So the solution is to drown.
So you have to drink it with a straw because.
Like, if you fall in, you're just gonna go beneath the surface. You start drinking it up. Out heal the
Well,
damage.
I will not accept any help from hell, so I will not drink this. And,
I have a cord. Will you accept a cord to climb out?
That I would, because you're not part of hell.
So
Indeed.
Alexander will take the rope and walk down the sheer side of the cliff, and then just toss it towards Zardus.
Nice trick, Alexander.
Toss a coin to your Triton.
Alright, this is not
That's a
something you're going to
rope,
fail, but why don't you give me an athletics check, Zardus, just so that you can demonstrate how well you do this. Alright, great. So you just grab the rope, and you can see that the people holding onto it are actually straining to keep a hold of you as you just whomp, 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 whomp. The Sharkanauts get in on it and make sure the rope's there, and you manage to get up. No worries, and yes,
I have
you
20
guys
strength, but he's thick.
have arrived at the river and can follow it if you wish, or take a breather, depending on what you guys feel like.
Well, I'm fine.
So what kind of river is that, blue guy? You're our local expert on this pantheon.
This is the river Acheron. If you drink from it, it will heal your wounds. And if it touches your body, though, it will cause incommensurable pain. It's just better avoided, I believe.
So if
How
it-
bad is the pain, do you say? Is
So-
it better or worse than acid?
when
And
Well,
we
what-
I
walk
have
the
tried
flies.
acid a few times.
Not the fun kind, and Alexander will actually pull out a
I-
flask of acid.
I wasn't
this time.
talking about the fun kind. I was
So-
talking about black dragons and stuff, right?
So if it touches your tongue while you're drinking it, what would it do?
I did. Telling you, as the magical expert here, should teach me how this works. I don't know.
Let's see, do I have any empty vial? Yes, I do. How deep was it?
It's hard to tell from the surface. It's glowing green.
No, I mean to those rocks.
Oh,
in
60
the...
feet.
60 feet, okay.
You just hand it to me, and I can walk straight down there.
Oh, sure, yeah, I'll pass you a vial. Go try it.
Spider-Man.
Alright.
I'll walk right down, and I'll fill up his vial, and I'm gonna fill up 5 of my own.
Okay. Are you using... How are you putting the vials into the water?
I'll probably be making use of So I'll probably be lowering like my grappling hook down, and tying the vials to like the edges so that I can dip it below the surface and pull it back out.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
I gotta make
Alright.
use of the grappling hook
So
somehow.
you get a grappling hook. Why don't you give me a dexterity check to manipulate the grappling hook? This shouldn't be too hard for you.
Can I use acrobatics?
You can use dexterity.
Shame. Figured I'd try. 9.
Okay, so what you do is you throw in the grappling hook. It strikes against the rocks and breaks the glass on 3 of the 4 vials that you attach to the hooks.
Good enough.
So you get 1 sample back. Do you want to try again?
Yeah, I'll pull it out, cork the vial, and say, that one's Tarlin's. Slot it into my jacket, and I'll pull out 4 of my flasks of acid. Find a spot to dispose the acid inside, because you can buy acid anywhere. You can't get lake water from Acheron.
I have my alchemy jug as well if you need fresh acid.
Perfect.
Oh, goody.
And then I'll go for round 2.
Okay, round 2. Give me another dexterity check.
Round 2.
Alright,
Dungeons and
this
Dragons,
time
the fissioning.
you throw it in and give it a few moments to sort of like have the water sort of wash out the remaining acid traces from the flasks, and of course flasks take a little bit longer to sink, but maybe the extra weight helped you aim in a deeper section. So eventually you do pull it up and you have 4 flasks full of the waters of Acheron.
Yes. I will... You said you had a jug, right?
An
Alchemy
alchemy
jug.
jug.
It produces alchemical items. It can't store anything.
I was just keeping that in mind for later.
Okay.
I'll make a note on my character sheet so I remember. Go to Tarlin for acid, not the drug kind.
So these flasks are essentially like potion vials or what?
They're effectively just potion vials, effectively.
Okay, alright, great.
I'll head back up and I'll hand you your flask, Tarlin.
Okay.
Ignore the loud crashing that you heard down there. I totally didn't accidentally throw it into a very shallow end.
Well, I gave you 1 vial. If you give me 1 back, that's fine. I mean, I don't care what you did with the rest.
Yeah, I totally didn't mess it up. So, which way are we going? Are we going that way or that way? Alex is still, he's kind of like hanging out the side looking down at you guys. And he points down the river.
Well,
And then when he points the other way, he kind of points up and across the land.
Well, considering that we don't have a boat with us, I think we're going across the land, Alexander.
Yep.
all of the rivers are supposed to lead to the crossing where traditionally Sharon has a ferry across the river Styx. So Zardis, you think from your knowledge, if you follow the flow of the river, you will eventually, hopefully, come to the Styx river crossing, where across the other side is the entrance to Hades.
Yes. We must follow this river of woe until we meet the boatman. And then the boatman shall carry us to the doors of Hades himself. Have you
Indeed.
brought coins with you?
Did I bring money? Of course I did. I can't
the
throw a
price to
party at
pay-
Hades' home if I don't have money.
The price to pay may be more than just...
Ah, come on now.
Platinum, gold, what does he prefer?
Maybe soul coins.
Those aren't moving away.
Suck on these.
We can probably just trade like favors. We let Yinkin perform a few tricks and everybody will be happy.
Who cares? We'll just talk to him like, hey, we're trying to kill another death god. Hades can benefit from it, yada yada yada. Yeah, we'll worry about it when we get there.
We come with the blessing of Poseidon.
Yeah.
You know,
JK.
that guy that you don't really like, but still.
your brother.
Your brother from the same mother.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's dubious.
So
No, that was
Got
a
it.
generation where they were still like very mom-dad couples. Dad made the
Onward,
babies.
my
yes,
friend.
you're heading east following the river.
Yep.
Okay. You guys continue on. In fact, for several hours, finding yourselves venturing deeper and deeper into this strange, otherworldly underworld. The glow from above casts an eerie light. Seems to be a little bit stronger, especially considering that the river provides some light. And you follow it to a point where you realize with disdain it actually enters the earth again and disappears underneath. But you guys could give me some perception checks.
Oh boy.
Pretty good at those, I think. Yeah, decent.
I will assist
God damn it!
someone.
Hey, go Incan.
Well, Yinkin already did well. Yeah.
I
You
spoke
could
to
have
my
Trust
seen
the
you on that
Incan.
demo.
Ah,
You guys feel a little bit disheartened by this turn of events because the cave does not at all seem like it could take a procession of people and it would be very hard to get into without touching the waters. But Yinkin, filled with the wisdom of nature, attunes to this strange new land and realizes that not far off, perhaps a mile to the north, there is another river flowing.
Could that be the river we're looking for?
Maybe. I mean, the Styx itself is said to circle the underworld 7 times, so you're bound to run into it eventually.
Well, let's try then.
Okay. So you guys progress and enter this sort of rocky area of high plateaus, and realize that you come to a section where a different river sort of flows past, and you indeed actually see the glow of embers in the distance. And as you get a bit closer to the source of the water, which doesn't glow like the other river, you realize that there is a sort of open-air temple of sorts. You see columns and pillars up ahead, and there's sort of like a checkered marble platform with 5 pillars on either side of it, and you can see an arrangement of 3 braziers that are burning hot with coals, and next to them these arcs of natural rock bridging over the waters to well, actually I wrote a fucking description for this, so maybe I should use it. You come to where a river wends its way through the darkness of the underworld. By the shore, burning braziers illuminate a columned pavement filled with statues. Steep stone bridges, seemingly natural, ascend to a high plateau, crossing the river. The glisten of gold and platinum and gems can be seen through the dim, even from this distance. An eerie glow across the far bank of the river comes from a procession of spirits that stops at the shore, where their number lean down to drink from the waters of the river. Their faces seem, well, their poses rather, because you're still a little too far to see individual phases, but they seem to sort of like, the body language indicates that they sort of like all of a sudden don't seem to know where they are, and then they just fade as they sort of walk off in the distance. Fausto, why don't you give me another history check, and anyone trained in religion can do that.
Bad thing is I know exactly what it is, but nope. Not a fucking clue.
And Yinkin's trained in it.
Yeah.
With only a 6? Oh, no intelligence. Gotcha. I mean,
Yeah.
bonus. No intelligence bonus. Yeah. Okay. So you have heard of Hades before, and the unnatural rivers that run there by this magical, the magic of the gods, which is sort of runs by different rules to the magic that you know normally. But you believe that this could be the legendary River Lathe, the River of Forgetfulness. And you recall a piece of lore that for the spirits of the dead to reincarnate, they must drink from the waters and forget everything about their past lives.
Ah.
But
Sounds absolutely shitty.
by I would say you guys are about maybe like a couple of 100 feet away, where you do see that there is a figure sitting on a chair by these piles of glistening treasure amid the statues that sort of waves over in your direction, seeming to be attracted by the lights you bear.
Could this be like a friendly one, or is it gonna be bad news again? Do you think so?
Nothing is
He,
friendly.
he's waving at us, so
Beware everything. I do not say that we must attack first. Be ready to defend yourself.
Sure.
Let's approach.
If you say so,
Alright.
Blue Man.
Let's hail him from a distance, I guess. Or her, or it. Trying not to presume genders.
Well, if it's a her,
Okay.
we're lucky Brock didn't come with.
So, it does seem to be a feminine figure in the distance. Let's see if we can.
Excuse me, these are stages, right?
Yes,
Yes, that's actually.
know
Alright.
exactly what this is.
Alright. So Zaras goes like, right, with a hand in front of his eyes.
Run.
Yep. You hear a voice echoing across this area, sort of like the canyon causes the voice to bounce, and you hear this: "Welcome, strangers. Welcome to my garden, by the waters of forgetfulness. I am your hostess. My name is Uriale. Fucking Greek words, hard to pronounce.
Bastards with their incomprehensible language.
You guys can
Alexander,
roll a
can you-
history check. Fausto,
Can you write
roll it
the
untrained.
name? Can you write
Yes.
the name?
Sorry.
so
Yes.
so who can roll history?
Anyone that's trained in it or Zardas?
Okay.
Hey, good darling.
Yay, archaeologist.
Yeah, true.
You've not heard of this person, however.
Okay.
Your garden seems to be slightly petrified.
Isn't it
Stunning,
beautiful, my
isn't it?
statues?
Yeah, it's the fate we would rather avoid.
Why do you not come closer and marvel in my treasures?
Yeah, no.
Alexander will, like, he tips his hat forward a little bit to kind of block his view of her face, and he'll cross his arms, but he'll slip one hand in his jacket where he has a mirror, and he'll keep a
Okay.
hold of the mirror, and he just kind of starts to approach a little bit.
Oh yeah, right, I can just moon her.
Yeah.
Whoa, keep your pants on.
Yeah, even then! Specifically then.
So
You can bite my shiny chrome ass.
Well, once again, like, I'm wearing a mirror ball suit.
Right. So I mean that history check was to know what that is because I mean, isn't that
Yeah, you-
like obvious what that is?
It is obvious, but your memory
Okay.
is failing you. Perhaps there is some spray from the river that has affecting your short-term memory
All right.
or your long-term memory at the moment. A 6 is definitely not going to jog your.
No. Okay. So well, sure. I mean, we must pass, right?
Yes, that is
Yes.
the general implication.
Then, okay. No fear, my companions. Let's step forward,
No.
possibly inside the aura of the variant.
Which is how we avoid fear, of course. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Oh, I'll walk backward, like with my back turned to her. I'll just like,
Why are you doing
guys,
this?
prevent me from bumping into anything.
Yeah,
Alright,
maybe
so
Master, you can move us. Like, you know, we
just
will stay
the
for a bit.
statues are not immovable, so make sure your tokens aren't on top of them. But let's see, I need to get that.
And I'm not gonna do anything special. It doesn't seem like anyone out of the
Okay.
ordinary to me.
So
Yeah,
you
so-
guys in the front row. Zardas, are you looking at her?
Yeah, I wouldn't. But if you say that I don't know anything about it, I will.
Yes.
As you near, you see that her hair is in fact made of writhing snakes, and she otherwise has a beautiful face. And for this moment, she looks at you and she's like, "I know you. I have heard of you. You are the legendary hero, Zardas, beloved son of Poseidon, who raped our sister Medusa
Excuse me?
and cursed us into this hideous form by
It was consensual.
nothing in Greek myth is consensual. They're total rapists.
It was consensual rape.
Uh,
Pretty rough out there in the Greek lands.
She continues and says, and we were cursed in this way by the goddess herself, and this is all his fault, and you are his son. And with that, her eyes flare, and it's
Excuse
now
me,
that
DM.
yes,
Excuse me, DM. Just one last thing in my defense.
yes,
Do you remember Marlos Unrail,
yes,
which I killed?
yes,
So I guess I know what this is, no?
yes. You can turn your eyes away if you choose to.
Okay, very well. Okay.
But
So,
your
yeah,
men,
Yeah, my man. But I think I will tell everyone. I said, don't look her in. She will turn into stone.
all right. Sorry, I'll do this one because it's got
Yeah.
highlights instead.
Sure.
All right. So the only people in the range are those two guys. So why don't you give a? You're telling her that, but she has flared her eyes as she's speaking
Yeah, of
to you
course.
as well.
That's good.
But I will let them have a intelligence check. But roll one each.
First guy, second guy.
Okay. So the first guy averts his eyes in
They
time.
are
The other
as
guy
dumb as their master.
needs to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, here we go. Master, what did you just say? No! Hey, 17. Because they are, because that's how I breed them. Tough.
Yes. Okay, I think we're gonna need some initiative. Let's get this going.
There we go, guys. I'm back on I'm on the groove again.
You
And
go.
I'm back to
go.
my rolling shit. I have a plus 10, I have 13.
Shame.
Oh.
Did that work? Yes. Okay, Zardas, ironically,
What's with the 22s here, guys? I mean,
you begin.
I think Alexander is before.
And let me just zoom in a little closer to the map so our people can...
My dexterity is an 18, if that
Yeah.
matters. On who
Yeah,
would go
that's what I'm
first?
saying. So you will go
Okay. You is 18. All right. Let's do this then. And
And
actually,
I think she also goes for because she has +3.
yeah.
Oh well.
Okay.
You win some, you lose some.
It's only initiative.
Yeah, no, it's a shame.
What's Alexander doing?
Alexander, hearing that you shouldn't look her in her eyes, which he already kind of figured.
You are
he
a
keeps his
monster
hat
hunter.
tilted.
Yeah.
I am a monster hunter. I keep my hat tilted, and I just keep walking calmly towards her. It's like, come now, we don't need to fight. It would end very badly for you. Just allow us to pass, and you can forget everything ever happened. He still has his hand in his jacket.
Maybe I will let you pass, but him, he must be revenged upon.
Come now, what has revenge ever gotten someone but pain and suffering?
Justice.
I mean, you don't look too bad in my
Our
opinion.
sister is already dead, slain by a hero.
If you say so.
That wasn't
I'll
us,
try to
right,
help you.
guys?
Might have been. I've lost count at this point, and Alexander will pull out the mirror and kind of just start shoving it into her face as he's slowly walking towards her.
Well, she will have to make a Constitution saving throw against her own sight. She's like,
Alexander will walk straight up to her.
she turns to stone.
Alexander
Oh.
MVP.
Bunch of stoners.
Oh,
Oh my god. Oh, way to diffuse the situation.
How am I going
So-
to do the same to her now?
There's still that one, right?
Yeah, hang on a second. Yeah, because that's ironic. Hang on a second. I just want to tint her
Gray.
gray. And I guess we'll take off her. You're not well, why can you see the hit points? Oh well, whatever. In any case, she is out of the fight, but from the platform above, you see a second figure standing on the stone bridge, and she looks over at her sister, and then it's just like, "You will pay for this." And she sees Alexander first and foremost, and raises a bow, and
it's my job.
fires off 2 arrows at you.
Pew pew.
So 10
That's a miss.
and a 17.
hit.
Oh, excellent. So you take 19 points of piercing and 11 points of poison for 30 total.
Ouch.
And she is not going to make the mistake of her sister. So Zardas, now you may act.
Now I may act. Alright, well, I guess I am going to run at her. Is this bridge looks solid enough? Because it's
Yes.
very thin. Yes, okay, very well.
It's thicker on the underside.
So, 1, 2, 3. Ha ha ha.
Thick bridge.
Okay. Thick bridge. Okay, so I will run there with 40 feet of speed, and I will recklessly attack her
Okay.
without rage. Okay. It's a crit! So we will start with 19 plus half her hit point. Necrotic damage.
How much necrotic damage?
19 magical damage, and then half her hit points necrotic damage.
Damn, yeah. Oh, fuck! Hang on, I need to do
And-
some math.
Really? Why? That's not that difficult.
Hit points.
Yes,
divided by
yes
2.
it is.
It is? But if she's resistant, it's 1/4. Ah, yeah. Did I just do 142 points of damage with one blow?
Yes.
42. Happy birthday.
Second attack. Dead.
Oh.
By the laws of mathematics, 2 times half a hit point is her total hit points. So she's dead.
What the fuck, guys?
Yeah, let's give Fausto the critting weapon. That's never gonna end badly for the enemy. Oh god.
I'm sorry, man.
And with my bonus attack, since I not only critted, I should have 3 bonus attacks. I critted twice and I killed somebody. I will just scream, Poseidon! And I will look at Wave. I will make you proud of me.
So she falls off and down onto the bridge below, sort of like stuck halfway, sort of like hanging. All the snakes just like stop writhing and fall still. So in the space of just a mere 6 seconds, you guys have completely slayed the remaining 2 Gorgons. And this is why it's hard to plan for high-level encounters. They were both CR 16 in a lair.
You know what I say, Ben? You either win or you learn.
I'm not supposed to win.
No, I know. I'm saying.
All right.
Okay, let's take a look
so-
at their treasures, I guess.
You get their treasures. All right. Crikey. I'm still not over this. This is ridiculous.
Oh, I've had that mirror on me this whole time. I'm so happy it finally came to use.
Yeah, that was a power move. Really.
All right.
Great.
Oh.
Talon, you can see that Stetheno, I don't know how you would say it, the one that Falso just completely humiliated in 2 quick crit blows. That's a lock of the die, though, seriously. She had fucking 247 hit points. That's ridiculous.
Well, you must also notice that since I'm a champion, I crit on 19 and 20. So it's like 10% chance.
Even so.
Oh yeah. What was the third one called again? Steno or Stano?
It's
I know Greek mythology, but I don't know
Steno, maybe.
language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In any case, your ability to see magical items and that, you can definitely see that she wears this girdle that looks almost too large for her. And emblazoned in that is images of giants. And it radiates a strong, I guess, transmutation aura.
We should probably bring this back for our fellow giant lover. Brock would be over the moon with this.
The treasure hoard
Jesus.
contains 10,000 gold pieces,
Somehow
1,600
I feel like
platinum,
on this.
and basically 10 gems worth 1,000 each. So essentially 36,000 gold worth of stuff.
How much, sorry?
10 plus 16 plus 10 is 36,000.
Okay, 36 divided 5.
And again, Brock gets nothing.
What are we going to do with this money anyway?
Give it to
Brock
Brock to
is-
make magical items.
Here, you know what? Yeah.
I still need
Fix
to.
your boat.
I'm probably
yeah,
gonna
fix the boat,
invest
but
in
I also
real
need to
estate.
reincarnate those 3 guys we.
Voila. So
whose
actually,
bone I want.
Zadas will give you all his part of the treasure, so you can share by and say, use it for a good cause in this battle.
Yeah, I will.
Kind of feel bad for these snake ladies.
Yeah, I already felt bad when. What's her name again?
Uriel?
Uriale.
Yeah.
Uriale.
Well, technically,
When
she's
she
not
turned
dead.
to
She's
stone.
just turned to stone.
I think I've made my flex. Unpetrify her, guys.
Why?
We have made our power
Yeah,
move.
I mean, we
She'll
killed her,
just attack us
her
again.
other
I-
sister.
I'm not being serious, mind you. But the
I
power move has been made. She will have to live with this for the rest of eternity. Or
I
whenever
think
she
she
gets
will-
electrified.
Why do we want to leave her like that for eternity? And I will actually pour a vial of acid over her head.
Talin, I missed your methods.
You melt her face off.
I mean, no need to torture her for eternity.
Does
Well,
acid
she wouldn't
work
be feeling
against stone
anything.
anyway?
You could also
It's
just
corrosive
smash
against
it.
metals, but
Why-
Then again, she's already in hell. right?
I'm not a smashing type.
We have Sadas with us. He
I
smashes
shall-
everything.
I shall not. I
Well,
shall
Be it
not
woman or
attack her.
stone.
I don't think acid actually does much to stone.
Yeah, why not?
I think the acid has to sit there for a pretty long time for it to affect stone in any.
Maybe, I don't know.
It would depend on the acid, of course,
And on the type of stone, I guess.
and the type of stone. But I don't think most acids work against common stone.
Okay, yeah.
Not that I can think of.
Then it doesn't do anything, okay, no problem.
Oh,
I think it does, by the way. The only thing she is immune to is poison and disease.
yeah, we're
I
just
guess
talking
it's
about
up to-
reality. Not
About
Dungeons
reality.
and Dragons, yeah.
Why do you put the reality in
Yes, it's
Uh,
an alchemical acid that melts stone. Great. You melt her face off. Technically, if you want to go by the myth too, the face has never stopped working after
Yeah.
death. So, so because that's how. Which of the
Mercy
heroes was
snapped
it?
the head off.
All
Yeah.
right.
Hercules.
Percy. And then took it back and showed it to all the king's court.
Oh,
and
right, yeah.
tenders.
So what's this belt about? What does it represent?
It represents where you can make a history or arcana check.
Talin.
Can anybody
Look at
try the
this.
Arcana?
Yeah, if someone can help me, that would be useful.
I'll give you
Um,
assistance.
They look like illustrations of titans to you, this artist. To
Right.
Tarlin, they look more like some kind of giant, maybe one of the greater giants. Definitely not a fire giant, but there is sort of like the legs do kind of trail off a little bit and look like they're in clouds.
Well, if you give me 10 minutes, I could actually try and identify the magic, but
I don't know. Are we in a hurry
Sure.
here?
We've got time. I'm not in a hurry.
I've got
Gotta
time.
sort through all this loot.
Yeah, well, we have to sort again. Exactly.
yeah.
We
Yes.
count.
If he does that, I will also do a ritual. Namely, commune with nature,
All right.
and I will search any body of water within 3 miles of where we are right now.
All right. Excellent.
Also, powerful elementals and undead. I think I can do 3 things.
Okay. As far as undead is concerned, it's lighting up like a fucking Christmas tree because you're in the underworld. But how? Okay, but is it the number?
You instantly gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your
Okay,
choice.
powerful undead in the area. Okay, as far as powerful undead in the area, most of the undead you sense are kind of so weak that they're almost like you can't. You might have noticed this with the spirits that if you try to talk to them, they can't talk to you. They don't even seem to notice you. But you do detect one powerful undead within the 3 miles. You also detect that this river leads into a much larger body of water. And I guess you get sort of like a sensation of the lay of the land, like the maps, and you can definitely sense a large area that's within the 3 miles, but the other side of the body of water that you can detect is beyond that range. And so
Okay.
it's a couple of miles to that section, but it fits what Zardes would describe as the sort of the sticks.
Okay.
Um,
And
As-
elementals?
Elementals, not really, no.
Okay, no elementals. Okay.
during this short rest, I guess I'll also give this a try in case there's a portal we can use to get to Hades quicker. I'll use Detect Portal, which I've never used before, because normally the portals come to us. Might as well this time. Is there any portals within 1 mile?
Portals. Not within 1 mile, no.
Alright.
And I just need to whack up something quickly. So the belt is a belt of cloud giant strength,
Okay.
Nice.
which I rolled randomly on a table.
Is it?
So, yes.
That's nice.
Well,
Oh, giants. Oh, Jesus.
anybody here interested in that?
Well, like I said, one of our friends, Brock, would probably love to have that. But
No, well, he's not here
Well,
at the
he's
moment.
not here, so if you would
As long as
prefer
it's
to
not
have
here,
it-
someone else could use it.
I mean, I'm a very weak individual, but I mean, I don't need strength for nothing.
Yeah, me neither.
You could timeshare it with Brock.
Well, then, yeah. Grab the. I guess.
I'm
Okay.
just saving
we
the
using-
information at the moment. So show to everyone there.
Yeah.
So yes, it changes his
Strength
strength to
becomes
27.
You know, I'm attuned to my bracers and to the weapon. Actually, I have basically only 2 attuned magical items. Because Orc Splitter, well, I'm not going to use it while I have Wave, so yeah.
Do you want to take an hour to attune to it?
Can we do that, or while we walk? That takes 1 hour to get somewhere.
I can give it a try.
Huh?
I mean,
I will wear it.
Are you trying to do something, Lavarian?
No, I was whispering something to Tarlin, but there was a spell description and it was too much words, so Roll20 decided that most of the words had to be posted in public.
Oops.
very fair.
A wedding?
Trying this
Ceremony.
because it's a ritual.
It looked nicer in the other one anyway. Okay, so yeah, all right. So you guys start heading. God, you're all spaced
Before
out.
we set off,
Yes.
during the rest, I'll look to everybody else as like, well, we've murdered them. Would they have been of any use if we left them alive?
That's a
Kinda
good
doubt it.
question.
Well,
I
they
mean,
were
they live
pretty
here.
angry at our blue friend here.
Yeah,
And
why?
we're usually
I don't
really
get-
angry at things that are angry at us, so.
Well,
I'm just,
I think you also heard her, right? She was pretty upset with your daddy.
Yes, yes. You know, I mean, Poseidon is as unpredictable as the sea. You
He is
have
the
to
sea.
take the good with the bad. That's the way.
My only worry is that this place might have been something important. It's got more architecture than what we've seen so far, at least.
I think it's their private garden, seeing all the
No.
stone. Oh,
About the architecture, actually, is that like the same style we saw in Atlantis?
Yes, very much so. It's something that Zardes is very familiar with. It's all made of marble. Great columns of stone have been carved out. Mostly white marble.
Yeah.
how much do I know about giant scorpions and giant spiders?
I mean, you're a druid at 16th level. You probably would know a great deal about them.
Mm-hmm. Do I know how intelligent they are?
They are considered vermin, so they're not very intelligent.
Okay.
Maybe you can turn one into a mount.
They would be in the range of uplifting, if that's. Are you seriously considering a greater restoration and then uplifting them to intelligence?
And then awaken it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna first do restoration on them.
Oh,
Wait, what is
you're
this
serious?
thing over here?
Should I get ready for something?
Don't you want to go for the cow?
What is this thing over here on the
No.
left?
Yeah.
And then I will.
Something that couldn't be awakened as an animal. Let's put it that way.
Yes, and then I will
Okay.
use my Staff of the Woodlands to indeed awaken the spider.
Okay, the giant spider is gonna get awakened.
And
Oh,
Should we
goody.
come back for this for Tarlin at the end?
Hang on a second.
I don't have an aquarium to keep it.
This we could use some of the funds that we get.
Actually,
Oh, the octopus?
what is an octopus doing there? It's bound to forget everything the moment it goes back in the water.
Oh, you see,
Forever.
when some
And
sea
that's
creatures
the way that
are similar
Cthulhu is
to
always sleeping.
some creatures, like I think it's octopuses, when they do the dirty, they forget everything anyway. They get hit with amnesia.
Are you serious? How do they
Yeah,
know that?
I shit you fucking not. I don't.
Oh,
it's weird.
Like,
actually,
how can
it's,
they tell?
when males
Do the dirty.
do the dirty, they actually lose a limb, and they have a brain in each tentacle. So they give away part of their brain as
like,
well.
like men, like humans, the same.
Okay.
Yeah,
kinda,
you also lose
but-
part of your brain when you marry.
Another fun fact about octopuses and squids: some of them are actually quite scared of the female, so they will rip off one of their limbs that they would use to procreate and throw it at the female.
And just
In the most literal sense of go fuck yourself.
go.
What are you
fuck
gonna
yourself
name your
with my arm.
spider?
Sorry?
Right, so back on track.
Yes. I think there is a giant spider.
Yeah, but what are you gonna call it?
Oh,
Peter Parker.
Lol.
Spidey. Venom.
well, actually, people watching, what should we call the spider?
We have an audience?
Yeah, we have
No.
one, yeah. Actually, they were asking before who makes these maps. Now that we're out of character
Henry.
a moment anyway.
So the spider will be named Henry.
These,
Henry the
for the
Spider.
record, the
Henry
maps
the spider.
are from a number of different Patreons. The first one is by
Thank you, Dungeons.
I think it's called Fey River or something like that. It's by Mark Drummond J. The current one is I can't remember the author exactly. You might say it in one of the corners. It does not. But if you go to Reddit r/battle maps, you can find them there.
Okay.
Sorry.
cool.
So what is the name of the spider? Henry is the suggestion.
And
I think that's what we came to.
All right, Henry. Save
Henry the
changes.
Spider.
Attributes. It has an intelligence of 10 now for some reason. Is that correct?
Yes. And it also let's have it speak common. I mean, everyone
Can-
needs to
Can
understand.
it speak or understand it?
It gains the ability to speak one language you know.
Yeah.
All right. Let's change this to that, and we just need to change the stat of the token
Mark.
so that it is
Smarter than Zada's.
Henry.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's not smarter than me.
Zadas
Henry.
is one more of a long serial of characters of mine that have 8 of intelligence.
Excellent.
Oh, we need a voice for Henry.
An accent.
I'm
An
not doing
accent.
this one. You got to make it up yourself.
Oh, this is Henry's accent.
Henry's
Scottish
accent.
spider
He comes from right further up north.
from the Highlands.
Oh my god.
Hello, good people. I am a spider.
An Highlander spider.
There can be only one.
You kind of switched back to like Barovian there for a second. There can only be one spider.
The Highland, in the Highlands of Barovia.
Let's
I'm
see.
loving him already.
Okay,
Okay,
so now
and
we have our
now
spider.
it should be in your journal. You should be able to control it.
Yep,
It should be able
I
to
see.
see. I don't know if it can see in the dark though. Let's see what's the stat on that.
It has blind sight 10 feet, dark vision 60 feet. So actually, it sees more than I do.
But the question is, does it like you?
Oh yeah, it does actually.
Smarter than Zadas and more perceptive than Yinkin.
Oh no, not more perceptive. I mean, it has blind sight in 10 feet. That's the only thing.
You cannot be blindsided.
Okay.
Okay, so dear Henry should be controllable. Should have sight. You should be able to see from him. Yinkin, is that correct?
Okay.
I can. Oh, wait,
Will you ride on it?
there's a maybe. There's a token already, or
You should.
Yeah, it's literally the spider in front of you. Just click on it.
oh, oh, okay,
Oh.
nice. Thank you.
It actually wasn't a statue. It's just a spider that's like evolved to look like a statue. To blend
Probably
in
one of
with
the layer
stuff.
actions.
All the things are on the. Sorry for asking, but they're all on the GM layer, aren't they?
The what?
The statues
Yeah.
of the.
Ah,
animals.
they're on the map layer. I just converted the token from the map.
Oh
layer.
yeah, the map layer. That's what I was.
Okay, so
Glad
it
it
is
didn't try
land
to-
is
to-
this.
Restore any
So-
of the hero statues or anything like that, so I don't have to make up any new characters.
Oh right, the hero statues.
I mean,
Oh no.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Alright.
Or am I?
I get.
No, you continue on your adventures. Very tired from the act of
The-
using your staff to do all of this.
if we don't plan on bringing this Gorgon back to life or whatever to question it, I'll take its head.
You mean the one that got... Oh, the dead one?
The dead
Not
one.
the one
bridge
that's a
one.
melted stone? Okay.
I'll
You-
take its head because if there's no point in just leaving it, I guess, and it might still have power. I don't know.
Okay, you chop off the head and put it in a sack?
Watch.
I
do
just
that.
tie the snakes around my belt and like put a blindfold around the eyes. I mean,
Okay.
what's it gonna do? Get blood on my jacket that already gets blood all over it? I mean,
Alright.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Okay,
I don't have
so
the
you
sack,
guys,
guys.
following Yinkin's leadership, you head off towards what is in fact the shores of the river Styx.
Alright.
Not another battle map. This isn't good.
I just mapped it all out because there's no real good maps of the underworld, so
Hmm.
it is what you want it to be.
Nice.
So you guys come, and you feel free to move yourselves to anywhere along the bottom of the map there if you want. The
It's fine.
plateau that you got up onto continues for a few miles before slowly descending back down into a Stygian store. Here, a procession of spirits wends its way past a crumbled ruin to a stone quay where a giant hooded figure ushers them onto a ferry that rests on the black waters. As you approach, you see a spirit being turned away, joining a group of aimless souls standing by the shores of the crossing. And that would be a little bit further up. It's hard to see at the moment because it's blocked by the map. But
Yeah.
actually, I'm just gonna put vision on Sharon there. Sharon!
Sharon.
Why can't you?
Levan, where are you going?
I'm going to check out what is going on.
Let me remain in your aura.
Let's stick together.
Let's stick
Please
together.
don't remember. Okay, as you guys are passing the ruin there,
Oh.
you hear a voice come out of the darkness, and the voice says, "Tarlin."
Oh,
Oh god, one of your friends again, Tarlin.
he knows you.
Hello.
Hello.
Is that you?
Yeah, I think so. And who is you?
You see a familiar face slumping out of the darkness. Surely you remember who you abandoned under White Plume Mountain.
Ah. Yeah, you shouldn't have been as, well,
Hey, that looks like that corpse we took out of White Plume Mountain.
yes, and the statue that Brock built. Well, you shouldn't have charged that vampire in the darkness, or blind.
Foolish. Yes, it definitely was. But now I am cursed, and it is your fault. For if you had been there, used your ways to see through the darkness, perhaps we would have had a chance.
I could not see through the darkness, and I warned you.
Who the hell is this?
You see a very pale-faced figure.
Some failure of an adventurer.
She has very long, snake-like teeth that are visible between her lips, and is considerably attractive and moves with a hypnotic fashion. But she does seem disheveled, and she's wearing a breastplate of Batorian green steel, which is now tarnished, and wields some kind of ancient style blade, which seems to glow with an eerie, ill purplish light. And
Lady,
yes,
you say you are cursed.
yes, cursed, and Shadow Throne has my soul, but it still calls to me. The sword, Black Razor, it belongs to me, and I shall take it. I shall take it from Hades himself and slay Shadow Throne and take back what is mine. I will have my dominion.
Dispel curse. Well, remove curse.
So your soul is with Shadowtron. So what are you?
That is a good question. She sort of moves behind a pillar, and for a second you could swear that there is a massive coiling white snake, but she emerges from the other side, stepping slightly more into the light in front of you, and says, "What I am is..." Oh, but you smell good. What I am doesn't
Poseidon.
matter. The thing is, I require assistance, and so, Tarlin, I am willing to forgive your transgressions if you might aid me in the crossing of the river.
There was no transgression and nothing to forgive, but we could aid you for the good times we've had.
Zadas approaches Starling. But we need a sword for ourselves, right?
Well, yeah, but we also need allies to take out Shadow Throne, don't we?
But what is she?
She was one of the persons who originally traveled with me as we made our deals with Shadow Throne.
It
But
does not. It takes more
yeah,
than a common
she wasn't successful.
a wish spell.
This I think I understood, but
A dispel magic?
if she died,
Wish.
if she died and her soul is with Shadowtron, what is this now? What part of her is
A figment of the underworld, I assume.
This is vengeance. I am supposed to be a queen. I am going to reclaim my soul and then live again. At the moment I am a spirit of vengeance, but that dastardly ferryman, he will not ferry me over the waters. Not without coin or the thing which Shadowthrone has taken. So,
What kind of coin does he need?
any old coin would do, but that's not the point. I'm wondering if you still have that bag of holding.
I don't know if I would trust you in the bag of holding, but I could spare you, I could spare you a coin if that's what gets you on the ship.
The coin will not return my soul to me. What I need is transportation over this body of water, and I am unable to fly.
Zadas still there
Are
trying to
you
wrap his mind.
disembodied?
Yes, well, it's more like a, what shall we say, a sort of mental block of sorts.
It's Shiska, right? Something similar to that?
Shisa.
Shiska.
Have
Shish
you not
kebab.
heard my name?
Yes.
He was a famous singer in Sicil.
Yes,
I remember
that's
Brock
right.
talking about her in the statue a lot.
Brock,
You
I
need
do not
to be-
know this name.
He's a craftsman who made a statue in your honor.
He did.
Really into giants.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Well,
it's
this-
a giant statue of me.
The statue was sadly destroyed.
Mysteriously.
By Shadow Throne, I would assume.
Yes.
Tell me, do you need to be in a bag of holding to get across, or can one of us just sneak you across and say, a jacket? Alexander kind of moves his arms to the side, almost as if he's referring to his own jacket.
Yes, that could work. It could work.
I have an
trying to
empty
explain?
flask here. I can, if you can fit in that.
Just takes out a tiny silver cage and goes like, huh?
She looks back and forth between her and the thing, and she's just like,
That is not going to work. But perhaps I could transform into a more accommodatable form. If you recall, my people are able to transform into serpents.
Yes, I do recall.
If you want to shift, I guess I can slip you into my jacket. It's pretty roomy.
Yes. That
I-
sounds great.
and
I actually approach this woman and I try to put a hand on her shoulder.
it is a very cold shoulder.
But it's physical.
It is physical.
Alright.
She's like, oh, you dare to touch me, do you?
I dare much and more, woman.
Oh, so you're inviting me to touch you in return.
He says,
Perhaps a
I don't know if you
And
have
here I
earned,
was thinking she was giving him the cold shoulder.
I don't know if you have earned this honor yet. There is something here that doesn't seem right. But I will go along with this because I see that Talon seems to know you. So
Look, if she's an enemy of Shadow Throne, like she says, I don't see the harm in working with her for now and getting her into our debt. And if she tries to backstab us, we can just throw her into the lake. Be done with her.
You remember Nuada as well, right?
yes,
Well, I mean
Yes.
Alexander and Levaria,
Mhm.
the guy who was taken by those angels of death.
Yeah.
He was a close friend of hers.
She seems about to lean awfully close to Zardas, and sort of like seems prepared to move in, moving her mouth closer to like his muscle. But then at the mention of Nuada's name, she just turns her shoulder her head straight over her shoulder to look at Talon and say,
So Nuada has perished.
Yes.
Or is his soul also captured by Shadow Throne?
Captured by Shadow Throne, as far as I'm aware. He was dragged into the Yawning portal.
I see. Interesting. Then perhaps that is a way to get there. But first things first, to get across the water.
and she sort of like pulls from underneath. She sort of has a cloak or a shroud almost. It's kind of tattered, hanging over one shoulder, and she pulls from it something coarse and sort of large, and she tries to stuff it into Alexander's pocket, and then she gives another handful to Talon and says,
Please, would you keep this in your bag of holding for me?
So it's a shroud?
not the shroud. She produces something from underneath the shroud.
Okay, but I will look at it before putting it away.
Yes, your drow eyes look down at it, and it appears to be some kind of folded snakeskin, but not like the kind that's flayed off a killed snake, but like the kind that it sheds.
Hmm.
And
And you just hear Alexander going, boots.
Alexander's in a snakeskin boot kind of guy.
No, it
never
doesn't
know
seem
with a long hat and-
harmful. Yeah, it can go in the bag.
Thank you, my old friend.
And you said she tried to put something in my pocket?
Yeah,
Or
some
did I
more
miss it?
snake. It's if you put your hand in your pocket and you feel this coarse snakeskin, like that's been shed.
Do I want to know why you're handing us dead snakeskin?
It's just a good luck thing, really. It's just something that I would only trust. It's my form of trusting you.
then again, Talon, can you trust her? This is sounding. I say this openly in front of her. This is sounding dodgier and dodgier by the second.
I would have trusted Shisa, at least to be honest, maybe not to be smart, but
she seems genuine to you at least.
Well, we have been warned against
Alexander.
creatures in the underworld, so I'm basically going off of Tarlin.
Yeah, but
I
the thing
don't
that doesn't
know if
convince
I don't know if I would trust this spirit.
that the thing doesn't convince me is that if her body is dead and her soul is gone, this figment of something which is very solid, maybe this is not your friend.
Maybe it's not. I mean, I don't know the nature of the underworld that well.
Stardust, are you that worried?
I'm not worried about this creature specifically. I'm just concerned that it might be playing us.
Well, you know what we could do? We could
How about you
Go ahead.
ask it yourself?
She's in front of me. But I don't know her.
Alexander will cast Zone of Truth. It's like, well, ask her yourself if she's a decoy or something.
Well,
She is forced to answer truthfully or not at all.
she sort of realizes this magic at work, and she says,
This would not be something that really would stop me. But fine, if you must know my tale, then know my tale.
and she bursts into this really weird song that sounds kind of operatic, and you're sort of like, even Zardos, you're probably a little bit shocked because of her proximity by how hugely loud her voice is. And she's not like the largest of women, she's fairly short, really. But she launches into a performance with a 22 on the roll, and begins regaling this tale of how she awoke a spirit of vengeance beneath the White Plume Mountain. Unable to find her companions, she clawed her way out of the earth itself, and has journeyed across many worlds under the guidance of a voice in her mind, her patron, who she calls Black Razor. So the song is about the sword, and then also about getting awesome mighty vengeance and killing Shadow Throne. What
It's a
she
beautiful song.
she does say that she has been imbued by powers of vengeance, and having returned from the grave.
So
But
you're a
that
body
she-
without the you're a body without the soul. That's what you are.
Yes, and that
Nice.
is why Black Razor calls to me, for he is a devourer of souls.
I
And
see.
I am an extension of that. I can wield him safely without my soul being absorbed. And that is why I am best if you seek allies against Shadow Throne. Plus, I can turn into a snake and I heal real fast.
Yeah, that's a wonderful skill.
Giant boom.
Well, I will. Well, I have the bag of holding, of course. I also still have my backpack with my mundane stuff like a tent and shit. I will keep the the skin in there. Not.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it seems she's extremely
Pushy.
pushy to get it in the bag of holding for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay, let's go and talk to Charon then.
Yeah.
How are? I'm not gonna question it. Shisa, are you coming
Yes.
along? Are you gonna do the snake shifting thing?
Yes, if you will bear me across, let me transform.
And she turns into a serpent about a meter and a half long. It's still a sizable snake, but able to coil up your leg underneath
I
your
wasn't
coat.
gonna suggest the leg. I was gonna suggest up the shirt, but I mean,
Okay, that
don't
works
bite
too.
the jewels.
It's,
I will yeet you into the ocean so quick.
do you have a snake in your pants or just see Sharon?
I got a snake in my boot, boys,
Okay.
and a bit of a woody.
There you go. There you go.
The
So
pun has
from-
been made.
From what Zadis has told us, we know that Sharon is the ferryman of the dead,
Yes.
so I will hail him as such. Greetings, ferryman. We are travelers from a world beyond, and we seek an audience with the master of this place, an entity known as Pluton?
Hades.
It's
He-
kind of bad luck to say that.
Oh, okay.
He just sort of grumbles. I ferry souls across. If you have a soul and can pay the ferryman, you are welcome to board.
Even if we are alive, currently.
As
You
you're
have a soul? Yes, you do. Many heroes have come this way before, crossed. I just work the ferry. I don't give a shit. You get on,
Alright.
you pay me. No money, no soul, you don't get on.
I kind of man.
All right. And just one last question. That doesn't mean my soul's gonna leave my body when I step on there.
No, it will go
Perfect.
with your body.
All right. Well, shall we, us mortally challenged individuals, pay the fine and get across?
Yep.
Let's do that.
Okay,
Alexander
so
will
what kind
pay
of
for
coin
everyone.
do you give to the ferryman?
Oh, he's just getting gold from me.
Is someone gonna
Mhm.
pay for the spider?
I
will pay for everyone.
will pay with the coins that we got from Gorgon.
Okay, it's not with the coin of shadow thrown at least. I hope.
I don't know.
No way.
Oh, here, let me check my powerful magic items. No, it doesn't seem like I pay that.
Okay.
It's up to
so
Tylen.
one by one, you
No.
are admitted to the ferry. However, Eric, can you make a stealth check or a what is it? The sticky hands one, sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Check for Alexander, just to sort of like keep. I would say you have advantage, but keep the snake out of sight.
All right. Both of them have the same check for me, so doesn't
Sure.
really matter.
All right,
25.
a 25. That is going to totally escape Sharon's notice. Sharon. He boards the ferry, as do you guys. So actually, it would help me if you put yourselves on the ferry, so we can move you to the opposite shore.
Okay.
Alright,
You know, I do
Myself in
kind
the
of
middle.
want to be. All right, I don't want to
we
be. in
are
that
we
order.
are on the boat, but I'm not liking it.
okay.
I mean, this seems like a casual Tuesday to me.
So
It's
A boat full
dark.
of Spartans, a giant spider.
Yeah.
Oh
Have you ever
no,
read a
it's
book?
just I have this tiny bit of a flaw, which is
Oh, Yinka.
okay, great. You are a little bit seasick. Luckily, the waters, the sticks are very still. Zardas, why don't you give me a history check and with advantage, and anyone that has religion, if you get a high enough roll.
What the fuck is up with my religion
Great.
checks today?
Wow.
It's like I'm really up to date on my Greek lore, but it's just D&D going like, nope,
Your
nope.
character isn't. Your character
Yeah.
is a follower of the Elven pantheon, not
I
this
know.
pantheon.
This is the worst.
It's
Why
hard
are
to
they
come
all
up with
living
stuff
under
you
the
haven't
ground?
studied. Yeah, you're like, if this was Elven lore, I could tell you that it's this god's fault, but what is this shit?
Yeah, it's like, if this was an elven lord, we would clearly be in Lolth's realm, and I want that bitch dead.
But I don't see spiders everywhere, so this can't be Lulsra.
There's one giant spider on the boat going by. Like,
There's not enough spiders. Click, 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 click.
All right.
Pretty sure Rolt is based in the Abyss, right?
Yeah,
I've
in the
never
abyss.
heard Abyss said like that. That's beautiful.
Red dress is there.
In the abscess. So the Styx is very wide here, and it's almost like a swamp-like quality to it. The brackish waters seem to have like bottomless depths, although it's impossible to tell because the light doesn't penetrate its surface. Sharon is as nonchalant rowing you guys across, or rather steering you across the sort of area, and you do notice that there are many other rivers of the underworld that empty into this area. But you can see in the distance several burning braziers on the opposite shore, marking the other side, and there the flames illuminate a gargantuan temple-like structure that marks the entrance into the underworld proper, the realm of Hades. And we move to our final map of the evening.
Oh, puppy.
And you arrive at the other side with your full complement of crew. All of them survived. And you see that Sharon is just like, and sort of parks the boat, and you guys disembark.
You enjoy that coin in whatever undead bar you go to. Thank you for the ride, Sharon.
Bah. Okay, so you guys disembark. Shisa is
Still in my pants, boots.
yeah. Where did you
And the
go?
snake in your boots.
Oh, there you are. Yes, she's beneath your jacket or coat. And yeah, the last Sharkanaut gets off as well, I guess. So yes, you can see up on the stairs. There is a absolutely enormous 3-headed dog, and this dog, this hound of hell, its mouth glows with infernal fire, and it sort of stands as guardians, allowing the souls to pass by it without any issue. Above the entrance, written in a language that's still technically common, but maybe an alphabet you're unfamiliar with. But at least, Sardis, you can read that it says, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here."
I can read the alphabet as well.
Of course you can, Rune Keeper. And the question is this indeed the mighty Cerberus, the guardian of the gates of hell? Will he allow our
That's what the
heroes to
nameplate
pass, or will he take umbrage to their presence? Will Shisa be an ally, or will she turn on the party? We will find out next week when our adventures continue with more tales from the Yawning Portal, the underworld of Hades. And this is where we're stopping for the night, guys.
Woohoo!
Yay!
And this was the last map I actually planned because I did not think you would make it this far tonight. But I was
Well,
not
that quickly
expecting
wasn't
you to
ready.
slay the Gorgons in one round.
I for one
warned
blink
her.
away.
Well,
I warned her. I was like, look, you don't want to do this.
yeah,
I took the Monster Hunter background.
we gave him a chance, but they.
I mean, the funny thing
Vengeance.
is, I started with wooden stakes, holy water, and a mirror. And like a few other miscellaneous things. It's like...
Yep.
I actually have a mirror in my inventory as well.
Actually, Varian is a mirror.
Ever
My
since we
best
lost,
friend's a mirror.
ever since we lost Scroak to a like fucking
Rest in peace.
petrifying gaze.
Oh, Skronk.
Rest in
Those were
peace,
the
my little
days.
loser.
Right, I'm really liking, the Olympian angle. It's cool to meet all the classic myths and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a really cool
really like it.
addition to the
I can
campaign.
imagine
Love
the appeal when people play the thing called the Ragnarok thing. There is also some kind of campaign, Journey to Ragnarok or something.
It's a shame that that new supplement that's coming out later in the year isn't
Theros.
already available. Yeah,
Yeah, Theros, yeah, that's
that might have been useful now, but oh well. At least got to use the Odyssey
not
one.
Really.
Look,
yeah,
we're
but
talking
for
about
some
meeting all these
themes.
gods and stuff. I'm not excited for anyone, but I want to pet that very big good boy right there.
Yeah.
Bring forth the good boy.
Tribal
I shall
pet.
cast belly pat.
Head pat.
And I
Head
will
pats
call
for
you
days.
Spot.
Like
Right.
his like work name is Cerberus, but he has like a really innocent name for when he's just like hanging around the house with Hades.
Serby.
Serby.
Cerby, yeah. Isn't Cerberus technically sentient as well?
We will
Uh,
find out next week.
Right, yes.
Find out next week.
Alright, guys, anything else you guys want to say before this gets out of
No, it's
hand
fine.
even more?
Thank you,
I've got a
Ben.
snake in my boot.
Yeah.
We have a new pet.
Yes.
Well, sentient pet.
Sentient pet.
Wait,
Yes. what?
what happened to the George?
Henry.
He's at the Yawning portal.
He's getting drunk.
More
my,
Henry.
my actually,
He's
my
learning how to
question
be a
is,
hunter.
where is the tree?
What?
Tree.
It's taken up a new career as latrine.
What tree?
Don't worry.
It's
He
a
lives
drag
on
tree.
fire.
Awakened a tree in
In
at
Fable.
the
Still
same
in
place
Elven
where-
Helven.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Same place
I
where we-
know nothing of this tree. It was not mentioned in Fausto's notes.
No, when,
I think it was
when
while
the
you were at
Barbarian got
Australia.
his,
I'm guessing the
mirror armor.
tree remained in that realm, or
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It probably remembers you fondly.
Look.
Oh, yeah,
someone's
at least
dropped
for
out
30
already.
days.
Yeah, so.
Alright, guys, I guess we
go,
should
and
take
now
that as a
everything is-
hint.
Yore.
Okay, let's say hello.
Bye.
Alright, bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
See you
Bye.
next week.
Next week.
Ciao, ciao.